Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a very happy birthday this week to Ard. Now, that is not to Ard van der Wetering, the Dutch puzzle master who constructed today's puzzle, but for his friend Ard, who corresponds with us and has apparently turned 71 this week on Wednesday. Well, congratulations, Ard, the one turning 71. Congratulations, Ard van der Wetering, on being featured on the channel again. Not your first time, but not your 71st time either. So I reckon if you have a birthday in spring, you are always a spring chicken, Ard. So don't be worrying about that. To everybody else, happy Easter if you are one of the Easter bunnies who celebrates that. And at least many of us around the world get a day off or two around Easter. So lots going on. I have no idea if Ard is getting chocolate cake, but he received this puzzle on his birthday. That's how we know about it. And you can see that it is replete with the number 71. All the German whisper lines in the grid are 7s and 1s, and the two givens are a 7 and a 1, which is brilliant. Really looking forward to giving it a go. Doesn't matter what Ard themes his puzzles on, they always come out absolutely brilliant, as we've seen many times in the past. I'm really looking forward to trying it. Now, talking about absolutely brilliant puzzles, the Sudoku Skunkworks Collective's Nightmare Sudoku Pack is still available on Patreon. It'll be available for a long time, but it's the competition is still live. So you have until the 20th to solve the first 5 puzzles and get us the key word or phrase to prove that you've done those. You have till the same date to solve all 19 in the pack. The last one is generated by knowledge of the previous 13 puzzles. He does some crazy maths in his head there. And it is really brilliant. I mean, they're all brilliant, but do check it out. Fantastic set of puzzles by Skunkworks. That last one is by Chili, who is an out-and-out genius, definitely. And what else have we got? Well, on Patreon, there's always loads of things, but on our apps, the latest one out is the Gas 2 Genuinely Approachable Sudoku App 2. So puzzles that tend to be easier than the ones we put on the daily videos, except for the days when I do 5 gas puzzles. So do check out all of our apps. There are some... The next one that we have coming out will be a line Sudoku app, so I'm sure there'll be more German whispers in that, but that's a little way away still. Now, what else? Anything else to tell you about? Not really. Just have yourselves a great time over Easter. That's all I'm going to say. Or I hope you've had one. I don't know. Depends which part you celebrate, I guess. And to go through the rules of this puzzle, 71. So. Perfectly simply, normal Sudoku rules apply. We have 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every box. And then the green line rule, adjacent cells on a green line must contain digits that differ in value by at least 5. So you could put 1 9 there, the difference is much more than 5. You could put 1 6 where it's exactly 5, but you mustn't put 3 7 on those 2 cells because the difference is not enough. Those are the rules, that's all we get. Give it a try on the first link under the video. I am going to restart my clock and have a go now. Let's get cracking. There's not many given digits. Okay, I'm going to start by telling you the 3 interesting facts about German whispers that I basically recapitulate in every German whispers video. The first is that 5 can never be on a green line. And that's got interesting applications here that I can see immediately. And I'm glad I reminded myself of it. 5 can't touch any other Sudoku digit on a green line because its difference would always be 4 or fewer. Now, the next thing is that because 5 can't be on the lines, every digit on the lines is either higher than 5 or lower than 5, and they must alternate to maintain the difference. So on this line, for instance, we could go high, low, high, low, high, or low, high, low, high, low. And I'm talking about high as being above 5, low as being below 5. And we call that the digit's polarity. I have a feeling it's going to be important, but I don't know where to start doing the polarities on this puzzle. So I'm not going to do that yet. The final fact that is quite interesting is that 4 and 6 are kind of internal digits in the sequence of 1 to 9. They're not as internal as 5, which can't get on a German whisper, but 4 and 6 can only get on it where they can only have one type of neighbour. And in this puzzle, all of the German whispers are confined to individual boxes. So that means that 4 and 6 can never be on a line unless they're on the tip. A 4 could be here with a 9 there, but you couldn't put a 4 in this cell because it would need 9s on both sides. So, well, I mean, what that sort of means is that all of these digits can't be 4 or 6. I'm not going to colour them because I think I have other purposes for colouring coming up, I imagine. Now, what I noticed about 5s was a little X-wing. In column 2, 5 mustn't be in a cell with green in it, so it's in one of those 2 cells. I don't normally colour across boxes, but I'm going to make an exception in this case, because the same is true in column 8. And that must be the 2 5s that appear in column 2 and column 8. They're either in a diagonal like that or a diagonal like this. And because of those 2 diagonals, we call this an X-wing. And we learn that not only is 5 excluded by rule from all these green cells, but because these account for the 2 5s that appear in rows 3 and 9, 5 now can't appear in any of these non-green cells either, which feels a bit powerful. Yeah, no, maybe, I don't know. Oh, look, the top row as well. 5 is in one of those 2 cells. That's easier to spot, and I should have seen that. And row 7 replicates it. And that's another X-wing of 5s. So 5 can't appear anywhere else in columns 4 or 6 than those cells. But that does, I mean, I could already have penciled this just from the fact that these are all green. There is a 5 in one of those. I don't think I can get any other 5s out of this, annoyingly. I mean, it's quite a lot that we got. Oh, okay, there's one other thing. Row 8, where does 5 go there? It cannot go here because one of these is a 5 according to this rule about row 7. So 5 is in one of these 2 cells. And it's not really an X, I suppose it's a sort of off-center X-wing between those cells because there's going to be only one 5 in box 7 and it'll be in one of those 2 cells and one in box 9. So there'll be a sort of rotation of 5s around the grid. 5s will either appear in those 3 cells or in those 3 cells, but I don't know how to tell which. And I'm really going to have to get off the 5 horse and start thinking of something else now. Now is the time. But I don't know what. Okay, I can see on all these 7s. Let's colour them different colours. Now, what I want to end up with is blue for low digits and orange for high digits, but I don't know which is which at the moment. So I'm going to colour these green and purple there, red and yellow here, and bright blue and bright green there. And I'm alternating along the lines as described. Now, in this column, we've got 2 big greens, 2 purples and 2 yellows. And I'm going to have to pair up 2 of those as either double blue or double orange in some way. Oh, and where do 4s and 6s go in the column? Not there, 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 there or there. Ah. Okay, that means these 3 cells are all 4, 5 or 6. And this one here can't be a 5. So that is 4 or 6. If it's 4, it only has one possible neighbour. If it's 6, it only has one possible neighbour. So this cell is 1, 9. Now, does this stuff go over this side as well? It does, doesn't it? I don't see how colouring these is any different. I haven't used the identity of this 7 at all. So I could colour these exactly the same colours and I would get exactly the same result in terms of 4s, 5s and 6s. That's not a 5, it's a 4 or 6 next to a 1 or 9. And that gives me a 1-9 pair. But, so this is a different, so this isn't bright blue because that's the bright blue 1 or 9. This must be the other colour, so that's bright green. And these are bright blue. I don't know what to make of these colours yet. They're not intrinsically, obviously different from these. I haven't found anywhere else where 6 can't go. Maybe I should have started on the right. It could well be about these cells, which are all one polarity. Now there's a possibility in this box that they're low. However, that's quite powerful because we've got a 1 in the box already. So if these were low, they would be 2, 3 and 4. These would have to be 8 and 9 to sustain 2, 3 and 4 on the ends of the lines. What does that do? I don't know. By the same token, these reds could be high, but they'd have to be 6, 8, 9. The 6 would have to be next to a 1 and only a 1. So this cell couldn't be a 6. These red, yellow, the same as these, and these red. You'd have a set of one polarity of red along there. That would have to be yellow. Can't see why it doesn't work. There must be a way to see why. I suspect at this point in the puzzle we're meant to be able to disambiguate high and low, and it may be only I who cannot do it. I don't know. So if these are low, that's a 1. I think that's what I just worked out. If these are high, one of them's a 6. It has to be there, and that's a 1. So if these are low, that's a 1, which takes away the possibility of this being 1. If these are high, though, I don't know. If these are low, these are high, and then these can't both be high because 7's high as well. We'd have 5 highs in the column. Oh, of course. Sorry, I've only just realised yellow and purple can't be the same, because all of these yellow and purple digits can't be the interior digit. They can't be 4 or 6. So yellow and purple are different. Right, so I can colour yellow as green, in fact, and I can colour red as purple. I'm not certain it's going to take me forward, but it is the case, which unsurprisingly gives me 2 and 2 down that side, in terms of 2 purples and 2 greens. Right. Well, what else has it done? Well, the alternative's quite strong as well. I've been thinking about these being low, but what about if they're high? If they're high, they cannot involve 6, and they clearly don't involve 7. So if they're high, they're 8, 9. Then what happens up the column? That becomes a 1. So this is a 6, and that's a 7. Because all the greens are the high digits, be they fluorescent or ordinary. So these would be low. But 1's gone. And this doesn't work. This is it. This is it. This is it. I'm there. Bingo, 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 I think. Let's see if this is right. Okay, I'm postulating that green is high. These two digits have to be 8, 9, which force that to be 1. So this is 6 and that's 7, and that's all the high digits gone in the column. We've also lost 1 in the column. Now these two have to be 2, 3, partly because we've used 4, 5, 6, but partly because they have to be low enough to allow these to be high. And 4 won't do it. And the point about 2, 3 is the high digits then all have to be 7, 8 and 9. 6 can never touch a 2 or a 3. So these high digits would all be from 7, 8, 9. Well, you can see from that 7 at the bottom where 7 would have to be. But this is a huge problem, because if you put 7 there, touching a 2 and a 3 like that, then on one of the lines, 7 is touching 3, and that is not allowed. That breaks the rule. So that blue, but I daren't do that yet. This is the other situation, actually. I don't think they're going to go blue. We're going to find out what they're going to go in a minute, because now these are low. Sorry, excuse me 1 second. I do have to deal with that. There we go. That sorts that out. Sorry. Right. These are low. We know this now. Sorry, I should have made... I don't know why I've left purple. Purple needs to become orange. Orange is high. These are low. And we worked out that these are high. 6, 8 and 9. Now the only one that can be a 6 and not put a 1 here is this one. So that's 6, and that is our first digit in the grid. Then we get 1 here. This is, I don't know, 2 or 3. It's not 4 because it touches an 8 on one side or the other. But that 1, now that's sorted out the polarity. This colour of blue, this light blue, is now going high because it's got a 9 in it. So the bright green is going low. Oh, that's not actually the way I thought it would go, but there we go. It's still correct. And this digit is a 4. And this isn't. Yes, this is good. Now we can carry on. We've got a 5, 6 pair. This is 2 or 3. This is a 7, 8 pair. Now, what can 7, 8 touch? They're not 6. So none of these blue... No, hang on. They're not 9. That's the point. So none of these blues can be 4. They must be 1, 2, 3. But it's not so obvious which... Well, it is obvious this isn't a 3 for the same reason it mustn't touch a 7 on either place. This... Oh, look. This is high. And it's not 6, 7 or 9. Oh, I can actually colour... I could always have coloured the given digits. That is 8, therefore, which doesn't resolve this. Oh, the 9, of course, has looked across and made that a 1. This has become a 6. These don't have a 6 in. Do I know how these resolve yet? Not really. But I do know one of these is a 4. That's not helpful. No, I don't know how these resolve. Right, we've got... Oh, look, I've got an 8 there looking into the corner. So that's done. 9, 8. 4 in column 1 has to be there. That's the last blue. 5's in one of these cells. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Oh, 6 now is looking at that. Right, so these do get resolved. 5 there, 6 there. 5 must be here, and this is a 4, and that's really helpful because that's 2 blues in the box already. We can't make these 3, which have to be the same blue, because that would be 5 blues in the box. So they're orange. These are blue, and there are 2, 3. They do not include... Well, they make these 7, 8, 9 because they don't include 1, and 6 would need a 1. So 8 can't be there because of this 8. 8 must be at the bottom. 8 must be at the bottom. One of these is a 7, so that's got to be a 2 that they're touching. Oh, in fact, it can't be here because that's touching a 3 as well. Right. Sorry, I should have done that before. Now, 7, these have gone orange. These are blue. This is, it could still be 7. These are all from 7, 8, 9. Now, we can put 4 in one of those cells, but not here. 4 can't be here because this is touching 2 different digits. So they can't both be 9. So now we've got a 1, 2, 3 triple in the top row, and that is 4. And that is touching 9. Then, don't know, I was going to put 2 or 3 in that cell, but it's actually 1, 2 or 3. We've got 5 and 6 to place in box 9. We can do them. We've suddenly finished box 9. That's not a 5. What have we got to do in this box? 2, 3 and 4. 4 goes there. I can do a bit of colouring there as well. I've only just remembered to colour some 6s. That is 2 or 3. Oh no, look, we've got a 3 there. It resolves the 2 and 3. So box 7 is finished. That becomes a 3. Doesn't read across to anything. 4, 9. Oh, 1 and 6 have to go in these cells because they're not allowed there. So I can actually fill them in. 6, 1. 6 is orange. Missing the target. Right, I think 6 has to be in these cells. You can't put 6 here because its neighbours would see each other. So that's now a 5, 6 pair. And that is 7 or 8 and is high. So that's high. These are low. They're from 1, 2, 3. What about down here? Look, this sees 4 high cells. So that's low. That's low. They're high. Oh, 9, 8, no, well, they're all high because we're missing 6, 8, and 9 in this row. Right, 6 cannot be in either of these positions because that can't be a 1. So we get a 6 here. That fixes the 5, 6 pair at the top. That fixes 5 at the bottom at least. This is a 3, 4 pair on the blue there. I cannot get your door, sorry. Oh, maybe I can. All right, I'll get back to you in a moment. Right, let's hope I remember to edit that out under a bit of pressure, so I might not. That's not a 9. What have we got? We've got a 5, 9 pair here that can go in. 5, 9, that goes orange. Actually, that does too. 3, 9, 4. Ah, no, these are from 1, 2, and 5. Do I know what these are? Maybe I should know what this is. Let's focus up here a bit. 3 is in one of those with an 8. No, I don't know. I don't think I can do this yet. I've got the 7, 8 pair here. So 9 in this row goes there. That's just Sudoku. This is blue, 2 or 3. This is orange, 7 or 8. And this is orange, 7 or 8. So these are blue. One of them's a 4. That's not very helpful. 8, 5, 7. These are from 2, 3, 9. 2, 9, 2, 3, 9. If that's a 3, that's an 8. Now maybe this is one of those situations. One of those is going to have to be a 2. I don't think they're seeing any useful cell. Oh, that can't be a 1. It sees 1 now. That doesn't do it. 6 in the central area is in one of those cells. Ah, this can't be 4, of course, because it's seeing an 8 as well as a 9. So that's 3. That's 4. That's 4. Now 4 is in one of these with 6. Yes. We place the central 5. That gives us 5 over the left side. And 5 over on the right side. Everything else is coloured, one colour or another. These, oh, that is not a 4, so it's 7 or 8. That's a 4. can colour that and the 7 or 8. Don't think the colouring's really adding anything. Oh, the 4 is though. That is sorting out 6 and 4. Again, colouring can be done. Might as well colour to a finish at this point. Got 1, 2, 7 across the bottom. Obviously the blue isn't a 7. And that's not a 3. Oh, come on. 5, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 4, 1, 5, 6. 6 is there just by sudoku. These are from 2, 3, and one of them is a 7. Oh, this is weirding me out now. It feels like it's so axiomatically given, and yet I can't finish it. 5, 9, 4, 6. There's just some ordinary sudoku looking somewhere. I feel it. I feel it. My subconscious has probably seen it. You've seen it. You're screaming at the screen. And I haven't. These 7, 8s don't seem to actually resolve around the grid. That is 2 or 3 at the moment. 8 is in one of those cells. That's totally uninteresting. I bet I can do the same for some digit here. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can't. Oh, look, 7, 8 pair looking down at that. Well, that's relatively straightforward. 8 there, 9 here. So one of these is a 9. That's how I got the alternative to the 8 there. I don't know. I'm missing some huge whispery thing now. What is it? If that's a 7, that's a 2. Otherwise, that's a 7. Right, hang on. Okay, this is good. I've got something here, but it's complicated and it probably doesn't need to be, but I'm still going to do it. Either this is a 7, in which case this is a 2 and this is a 3. Alternatively, this is a 7, and that means that's an 8, and that's a 7, and this can't be 3. And either way round, this ends up being 3, and I'm sure I don't need that to make progress, but I'm using it now I found it. 3 has to be next to 8 there. Do explain in the comments what was easier to see if there was something. It's quite a neat move if it was necessary, but I have a feeling it probably wasn't. 7, 8, 7. That can't be next to 3. That's a 2 now. And this is just coming now. That's become an 8. Those don't have a 2. In fact, that one has to be 7. That's a 3. 3, 7, 4, 6. That's not 7. 7 at the bottom is here. 9 is placed in this central box, and 8. There's a lot of colouring I can do. This is a 1-2 pair, and we will do the colouring, or as much of the colouring as I can quickly find, and there's a lot of orange to do. That's blue. That's blue. Okay, just these two to decide. That has to be where 7 is, so that's orange. This has to be blue because it's 1 or 2. Now I just need to sort out the 1s and 2s, and in fact the one I'm in does it. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's it. We're finished. That's a good puzzle. That is a really, I mean, imagine using these 7s and 1s. Only given digits are another 7 and 1, and they disambiguate this whole bottom, but not in an easy way. It's a really nice break-in and then a really beautiful flow to the puzzle. I'd be intrigued to know what I was missing when I worked out that that was a 3. Because that was surprisingly complicated at that stage of the puzzle, but very elegant, if I'm honest. Was I missing this black 1? Putting a 1 there? I don't know, maybe I wasn't. Anyway, we're done for today. That is Ard's latest, greatest puzzle. And thank you as always for watching us on the channel. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.